What's up, everybody? It's Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Toradora. Toradora is a 25-episode slice-of-life comedy, romance, anime series. First thing I want to talk about is the characters. The characters were good, interesting, and somewhat troublesome, which results in funny or moments where they cause trouble to either get back at those that upset them or just for fun. Now, don't get me wrong, I like all the characters in Toradora because they brought their own unique, funny, interesting personalities, and they were fun to watch. First character I want to talk about is Tiger. Tiger, she is a cute tsundere. I love her that she has this cute side of holes while still being a serious but funny girl. Also, she's a little bit of a klutz in the moments where she is perverted or weird, stalking and taking pictures of another friend or classmate of hers. I love her development throughout the story. It was funny and made her one of my favorite characters in anime next to Ryuji. Now, the next character I want to talk about is Ryuji. He was a nice, funny, chill guy, and due to his look, he's mistaken for a bad guy. I like his relationship with Tiger. They make a great team, and I like how he is there for her when times get hard. You know, I love that he keeps on going and didn't feel like he was a bad character. Also, his relationship and interactions between other people, other characters, made me like him more. And he is one of my favorite characters in Toradora and anime. The next character I want to talk about is Ami. She was one of my favorite characters in Toradora because, well, everyone has some type of facade or tries to do many things to make only certain people like them. For example, Tiger and how she acts around Yasuki. Uh, and yeah, has that facade as in trying to act good when she's around him, so he doesn't, see him in a bad light, see her in a bad light, and other examples. But Ami does act differently from other characters. She is the one to kind of see through a lot of people. For example, at moments she would be a little bit more open with Ryu about how she deals with stalkers, which makes her feel frustrated. Yeah. So she hides the her true feelings and acts like her life is amazing when around certain people. But later on we see her develop and kind of have more of an open feeling, more of an open mindset towards everything else that's happening around her, and then she kind of becomes more of a open person talking about her feelings. And I like this about her because, well, like I said, everyone else kind of hides behind a facade. She kind of develops in a way that, look, she's not like what she was before, which is, oh, let's be like every other character or similar to other characters while have my kind of other stuff. No, there's a kind of a point why she acts a certain way. She might be bossy at moments and this and that, but she kind of gets a explanation why. It's not just because there has to be that type of character. You know what I mean? So that's another thing I enjoy about her is that she had more of a reason to act how she acts. And yeah, next to that, I would say also, Ami is honest and she helps with you know, when times do get hard. And, at moments she does tease him, which I did also enjoy. And, seeing him, making him shy and embarrassed. Because even though he is trying his hardest to get with Minori, to be his waifu, he keeps on failing. And along with that, he's getting advice. So instead of, holding his hand and feeling bad for him, Ami is one of the best characters because she showed to kind of support him and make him kind of get his own opinion and, well, yeah, his own opinion and try to get him to have his own feeling towards things and grow as a person instead of just walking him through life. Also her relationship. She has a, what was it? Yeah, I think she did. Yeah. What was it? I was thinking back, and yeah, she was the character to have a crush on Ryu, which was cute and, understandable. I like that, it wasn't just like out of nowhere, boom, kind of developed in a way which was understandable, not just thrown out there. So Ami, I'd say, is definitely one of the best characters in Toradora. no doubt. Next character I want to talk about is Minori. She is a cute, hyper, clumsy girl that loves to have fun and is excited a lot. She's a kinky girl, by the way. Kinky, I believe. I might be wrong, but the last time I heard that word, I think that was one of the textbook names for people that's trying to learn Japanese. Kinky books. I think it's called that. But besides that, I learned the new definition of that, which I forgot. But for real. Yeah, she's a geeky girl that loves sports, and she is a enthusiastic person that which makes her lovable and cool. She was a hard worker to the point of having more than a couple of jobs, and we find out that she is, not so happy. Even though, like I said, a lot of characters hide behind a facade within Toradora. Minoi's is, she kind of doesn't seem so much happy about what's going on. A lot of times she might look happy and excited, but that's kind of her hiding her true feelings within. And that's a thing that I would say, I like the hiding behind the feelings and facade things is kind of what makes each character interesting because how they react in the real life compared to how we get to know them makes me like them. And Minori is one of those characters that I would say is fits that perfectly. That while other characters I'd say kind of has a little bit more towards them why I like them. Don't get me wrong, Minori I like her, but from beginning to end, I was surprised to be honest. I kind of saw her as maybe being one of my favorites, but don't get me wrong when I say this. But she's like, what was it? Um, she's like the next character I'm gonna talk about, Yusaki. Yusaku. Like I like them. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of like the other characters a little bit more in ways. So let's get back to this. Next character I want to talk about, and the last character is Yusaku. He was a nice guy. I enjoyed him. He was funny. I like how he teases Tiger at moments, and he is a good friend to Ryu. He does have his interesting development that I don't want to ruin for anyone. And what made it good is that how we see him deal with issues, because before this, he's, presented as a peaceful guy that makes everyone happy and always has this nice, kind, personality. But the truth is, when we get to a certain part, certain episodes, we see a different side of him. And within this side, it kind of makes me like him more, because before this, I kind of felt like, oh yeah, he's just a cool, nice guy, and yeah, good. But after seeing the truth, like his backstory and all that, I enjoy him a little bit more because you know he was not. It didn't just make him interesting. It kind of added towards his character instead of just being the nice friend guy. You know what I mean? And that's another thing I enjoyed about you know this character. Also, what I also want to say is that you know what was it? Yeah. Besides that, I kind of didn't have a lot to say about him. So let's continue on. So the story starts off with Ryu and Tiger now waiting for some time after we see how Ryu's house is and learn more about his family and living situation. Then on, they go on their way to school. He accidentally gets bumped into, and the students, which kind of, which is, yeah, they get scared because due to him being known as this, what was it? He's kind of has like this type of, name. He's kind of known as someone who is kind of meanish and stuff like that due to his looks and all that. For example, he's known as, yeah, what was it? The dog, and then Tiger's known as the palm top tiger. So later on, Ryu and Tiger get into a issue in school and this and that, and it results in them kind of having a mix-up of bags. So after that, so after realizing that he has Tiger's bag, he kind of well snoops around and figures out, well, finds out that she has somewhat of a. So after searching for his bag, basically he looks in the booklet that she has, notices that her handwriting sucks, goes to bed, only to be awakened by Tiger in the middle of like the night or really really early in the morning. And after having a conversation and getting alone, more Ryu finally got Tiger to leave his house. They eventually make an agreement that Tiger will help Ryu get closer to Minori and he will help her with Yasaku. And that's basically how the story goes on. So they basically told us about Ryu and Tiger helping each other get closer to the one they are interested in. And like, now, next thing I want to talk about is the music. I I like the music, dude. Let's just say that the first intro, has this futuristic feel. It reminds me of playing like a arcade or PS1 fighting game. It kind of that hype feeling there. I don't know how it goes, but yeah, man, really cool. Now the outro, dude. Let me say this, man. I enjoyed the outro. It was enjoyable and cool. Now let me say this: the first intro and the second. Don't get me wrong. I like the older music in Toradora as a whole. So let me just say that real quick, just to kind of push. But let me get more specific. You know, one of my favorite musics. I'd say my favorite music is the song called "Lost My Pieces." Yeah, and towards the end, there was a great moment which I really did enjoy, and it fits this song fits that moment perfectly. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know, just gave me a similar feeling which I love, that I had similar to Your Lie in April, another anime which I really did enjoy. So the music as a whole, I really did love of Todo, especially that one song, Lost in Peace. Really cool. One thing I noticed is Taiga and Ryu are similar when it comes to them being near their crush. Ryu likes Minori and Taiga liking Yusaku, and whenever they are near them, Ryu handles it better well, still feeling shy, and Taiga is basically innocent and shy the whole time. She kind of gives off those emotions, which was cool. It was funny to see such a strong and oh, I'm gonna punch you in the face woman kind of being more of a gentle and scared person. I don't know. Also, another thing I enjoy is I love the scene where Ryu is trying to make Tiger better, and during her moment of rage and this and that, you know, she basically does like a reference to Sailor Mercury, which, if you did not know, I like one of my favorite characters in anime, Sailor Mercury. So, I had to bring it up. Like, just cool. I enjoyed it. Also, uh, how they basically tickle on me until she basically dies or passes out. Dude, I don't know, man. I enjoy bringing up these small moments because, in my opinion, all these small moments kind of made Toradora more just wow, man. I really did enjoy those moments. But besides that, there's a moment where Ryu and Minori are having an argument, and then Tiger comes in trying to stop it, and it results in Ryu, walking away and Ami finding him. And what I enjoy about this is because, well, so the reason I enjoy it is because, well, throughout the whole series, right, we kind of see them having their own worlds. For example, Tiger sees Sundere. Ryu, he's kind of, somewhat shy guy, and this and that. And, but we get to see Ami, the once bratty, egotistical girl who is blinded by her fame and thinks she is better than everyone, or felt like she deserves to be treated better than everyone, is now a person who cares for adults and thinking about how other people might feel and trying to support them instead of being being a self-absorbed girl, and that moment is what kind of made me enjoy her as a character while seeing that she changed, having her changed throughout the episodes. So that's why I enjoyed that moment. Another thing I enjoy about the same moment is how Ryu kind of has changed as well. Because in the past, he would, stand for what he believes in and, kind of feel like, oh, Minori is the one and this and that. Kind of a little bit not thinking straight, but then during this moment, we kind of see that he kind of moves away from being, basically thinking about how he feels, making his feelings kind of cloud him and make him react in certain ways. Instead of that, in this moment, we get to see how he, like, look, this is the truth about this person, and kind of changes and becomes more of a person to think about it and the situation instead of being like, oh, let me feel bad and this and that. It kind of made him a better person, I'd say. This moment, talking with Minori. I mean, talking with Ami. So yeah. Also, as a whole, to be honest, not just Ryuji and Minori, as a whole, I'd say all the characters have moments where, we see how these characters evolve throughout the story, and we see how they basically handle conflict that comes upon them, and it's interesting, and one of my favorite parts, seeing them deal with the issues that come towards them. A theme of Toradora is relationship, and I think Ryu and Tiger, they are great together, in my opinion. Even since the beginning, I enjoyed that, the idea of them. But yeah, I'd also say because throughout they kind of here and there, for example, Ryu kind of has a question on Nori, Tiger has a question on other the friend of Ryu's, which is yeah, that guy, yeah, Yusaku. So that's kind of the theme. But what I do like is that, well, everyone's kind of having like a crush thing. The real crush kind of is Ryu and Ami because, well, Ami kind of feels for Ryu and kind of understands him and kind of is there for him. A lot of times we see Ryu, kind of being with Tiger, kind of being with her, but a lot of some certain times she's not that much appreciative. He's also crushing on Ami, but she basically kind of she notices, but kind of moves a little bit far away. We see what was his name, his friend crushing on another girl, and basically, long story short, in Toradora, seeing Ryu and Ami and kind of them together and working as a team was impressive, and I enjoyed that relationship, even though it didn't go as far as being friends. It was still a great relationship and something that I did enjoy about Toradora. Now, I'll be feeling kind of bad if I don't bring this up, but on the time episode 15, time 11:35, with the board Inko, man, I say this. Inko is one of the underrated characters in Toradora. Okay, like this board is funny. Didn't get that much. Like he got time, or she got time, right? It was a she. She had time, and I love those moments of Inko. But I'd say she's basically what Moomin Rider was for One Punch Man. A underrated character that should have had a little bit more time. And yeah, man, uh, I like that character, Inko. Good board. Yeah, so here we are. So after watching Toradora, I love this anime, man. It is one of my favorite animes of all time. The music was just fantastic. That one song, especially the one I kind of put out there more, and everything they go through it made Toradora fun to watch, man. I recommend watching Toradora. Now, the animes I recommend watching are The Milk of obviously, Suzumiya, and A Certain Scientific Railgun, because all three of these animes have great worlds and so much cool stuff. And the protagonists, all three protagonists, well, kind of Ryuji out of the way, and uh, Haruhi, Taiga, and Memory doesn't come up, but yeah. Oh, Mako. No, Makoto. Yeah, that's Railgun. Makoto. So yeah, all three of them, Tsundere, protagonists, waifus, oh cool, man, and I enjoyed them. And all three of them, I'd say I'd put them as like three of my favorites of anime, right? Tsundere wise. So besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye. Now I want to talk about the spoiler stuff. Oh man. What do we do now? Now there are three spoilers I want to talk about. The first one is from episode 8. Man, so after Tiger saves Ryu, people trying to help him, and I enjoyed the scene because we see kind of more feelings towards them break through. Now I don't know if this is a spoiler, but man, yeah. But yeah, man, I enjoyed the scene because we kind of get the seeds right planted in the beginning, and what's going to lead up to the end, which is, don't get mad because I said this spoiler stuff. They falling in love and kissing and kind of becoming a couple. Not kind of, they become a couple. So yeah, I like that. Another thing is, I think when Tiger and Samaya, you know, basically ends up getting into a fight. We see the Tsundere Tiger beating the hell out of her and winning. I love this, man. I love Tsundere fights in general. Bulma fighting, Tiger fighting. The moments where Makoto and a certain scientific railgun fighting. Just Tsundere fights are great. So yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is episode 19, and it is around the time period of 1316, after Tiger's home, and yeah, we see Ryu dressing up in a Santa cosplay player outfit and surprising Tiger in Christmas, like a Christmas surprise. I like this because we see how, Ryu's understanding the situation, and he's like, look, I care for this person. I'm gonna go out and I'm going to give her a great holiday. A great time within this day of where she kind of feels sad and all. So yeah, those are three things I wanted to talk about. So, Toradora, tell me what you think about it. These spoilers. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, until next time. Bye.